good evening, or sometime in the middle of the morning, based on what time you're seeing this. See, I anticipate having this done by 9 or 10 something, but we all know it's probably gonna be 1 in the morning. So yeah, let's go ahead and get it started.
Shut up, dude. Be quiet.
Look at that cat. Like, you ain't gonna do nothing. Look, watch. Cat like, oh. Yeah, that's what I thought. You ain't gonna do a damn thing, yeah.
Some Tetris, oh yeah. So my controller, remember, it broke, remember?
Right, we see you. New Temu controller, right on.
So I had to pull out, unfortunately, I had to pull out one of my pads because my other one finally died.
My issue is, if you making all this money, why you always got busted controllers? Like, despite the fact that how you want to say, yeah, man, just chatting is my niche or my niche or whatever, you still playing Temu Combat and all that. Well, I guess you don't need all your buttons to work. But dude, them controllers be like $25, $30. A regular plug-in controller is $25 and they work just fine. Not to mention, because of what you do, it's also a tax write-off. So I don't even, whatever, man. Whatever. I'm just saying, for somebody who's balling, your controller's always broken.
Then I went on eBay, I tried to find another one. They're like $100 a piece because you can't find these anymore.
Again, what's the problem? For somebody who got all these six figures, you worried about a $100 controller? Go ahead and buy another one.
All right. This was my last one. It just stopped working. It just died on me. The grip started running off, everything.
Bro, why your controller look crusty? Like, what you be doing? Like, how did you get to the point that your controller look like that? What do you be doing? You talk about what everybody else doing while watching you. I'm just saying, bro, what are you doing while watching everybody else?
It's toast. It doesn't work. I drink the Red Bull yet? Nah, but you know that I am, because let's be honest, one of the best joys of my life are Red Bulls.
Damn, bro, not even success? Well, I guess you're not getting that part, but I'm just saying, like, a red, okay, well, let me not do them like that. I'm gonna be honest. My La Colombe, or my Colombi, La Colombi coffees, dog, them joints be slapping. Like my morning can of my coffee, bro, with a donut. And here's my thing too. Why people be always making that coffee and donuts? I don't do the sugary donuts. I like to do the plain cake. But my thing is, why people be trying to clown when it comes to with coffee and donut and cops, bro? Did you know that coffee and donuts slap? Like, I'm just saying, y'all sleeping right now.
I'm also removing all VIPs tonight. All VIPs are nuked. It's just that simple.
Damn, bruh. Your bands are higher than your sub count. I mean, it's kind of normal, but I'm just saying, like, come on, bro. You down bad. You gotta improvise here. You gotta step it up.
Analytically, they all gotta go. You know, when we do 171 subs for the whole week.
Damn, bro, that sound bad. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what that means. I just know that it don't mean nothing. It doesn't mean something good out of the context of why he's saying it. But I'm gonna go ahead and educate myself and look it up and what it means. On Twitch, subs or subscriptions are a way for viewers to support their favorite creators by paying a monthly fee, offering benefits like custom emotes, badges, and potentially ad-free viewing. Damn. You know what probably happened? Is the fact that you was spamming all them ads. So people just, it was like, I ain't gonna pay you if you putting all them ads up. I'm just saying it's a huge coincidence that after you did that, all of a sudden your subs are that low. Or you stop paying for your own subs. One or the other. Or maybe that's why he can't afford a controller, because he was too busy paying for his own subs. Allegedly. Allegedly.
The whole world is based off math and analytics. So, does that sound like anybody needs to be VIP to you? That nigga's giving rich streamers thousands of subs for no reason.
No sir, we not gonna do that. The reason why they keep donating is because they're providing a service. Okay, a good example of what they're doing versus what you're doing. We're gonna go ahead and critique what you're doing.
3-piece with fries and mashed potatoes and with gravy on the side.
Yes sir, spicy.
Yes sir! Move here! What do you want? What do you want?
I just want a 3-piece with fries.
God damn, spicy them all!
Spicy.
Here, damn, go on. Shit.
This is not even my order.
It don't matter, get out of here!
So for example, You like the Popeyes chicken of streaming, right? I swear that wasn't even a race joke. That's funny. I guess chicken jokes are funny. But anyways, that's not what we're discussing here. My thing is, you giving Popeyes service and they're doing Cheesecake Factory. They're always providing new content, always getting creative, always bringing on guests. Oh, but you know, collabs don't matter. There's a lot of, I could point out so many things that you are not doing versus what they're doing. How can you possibly sit in your seat and be hating like that to say, giving them donations for nothing? People don't just donate for nothing. Even these female streamers, even if they on OL, you can say that all you want to. You could be like, well, they don't even do nothing. But if people are paying for it, obviously they providing a service that people want to pay for, right? And so the market decides what's valuable. Point blank, period. If the market decides you ain't valuable, then you need to do something to become more valuable. Like, don't get mad and then blame other people for your shortcomings. Come on now, what are we talking about? Cut that. Don't do that. Don't do that, bro. You too old. We too old for that. Come on, man. Accountability.
I get no VIP, you get no special nothing.
So let me get this straight. So even on the few people who do, the 3-4 people who do support you, they don't deserve nothing for staying around and supporting you? Come on, man. And you wonder why. You wonder why it's looking the way that it's looking. Hey, you do what you want. You know better than me, right? You've been doing it over 10 years, right? Go ahead. You got it. Do you?
Bro, 170 subs for an entire week is pitiful.
He's right. I looked it up on Google, so it's confirmed.
Hell yeah, I'm removing all VIPs. That's pitiful, bro. You know what? Bro, we're doing 8-hour streams.
I'm just saying, bro, if you actually worked a regular job, you could at least collect money for those 8-hour streams. It's just a suggestion. But just because you're streaming, I mean, it doesn't entitle you to any money. This is a free format. People get confused. This is not even just limited to LTG. A lot of people feel like social media is something that, because I did it a long time, so I get paid. That's not how this works. You get paid off what people find value in on social media. And if they don't find value in it, you're not getting paid. It don't matter if you do 100 hours a week. If there ain't no value, you ain't getting paid. So now let's go back to our original discussion. Do you or do you not rely on social media for your money? Because the way you was talking like social media was secondary. You was talking like you don't really need this. You had money elsewhere. And I'm here to tell you, because we talk money on this channel, if your finances are tied up with you doing something on the internet, boy, you better get to work. You better start revamping or doing something, because that ain't gonna cut it.
Yep, y'all niggas give Queso 50,000 subs.
Bro, last time I checked, you're not Queso. Hey, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you know what, y'all? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm tripping, because I could have sworn he wasn't Queso, but maybe he is. Maybe he should be getting 50,000 subs. Maybe he's not LTG. Maybe he's just Queso and we just don't see it.
A month. We can't even crack 100 for the week. Which is why we melted from 5,000 subs.
Yeah, bro, he need them candies. Is that what that relates to? Are they candies? Is that how that works? Or is that like emotes? What would that be considered? I don't know, but I'm plugging this anyway. It just seems like it fits.
The f me, how do you get a game? Candies is how you get a game, bro. You want to play me? I need candies deposited. It's easy to play LowTierGod on stream. Deposit candies.
Truly a classic. Truly a classic. Now, you know, that would have been a great marketing method, but the problem is when they deposit candies, you rip them off and don't give them the games. Then when people pop up to play the games, you basically just run from them and juke them. I don't understand how money is throwing itself at you and you just refusing to get it. Honestly, think about it, right? That's like somebody opening up a McDonald's and they serve burgers and everybody's going up there trying to order a burger. But you saying, bro, we don't serve burgers here. Well, then what? I don't understand. It's like, are you or are you not McDonald's? You know, I wanted to get the double cheese, but you're not giving me the double cheese. And now you're telling me you're serving tacos. Do you or do you not sell burgers, man? Do you or do you not sell burgers?
To f***ing 2,600. Maybe I should downgrade my cam quality. Forcefully make my streams 480.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. That's not gonna really change anything. I mean, it's gonna have the same results. I mean, I'll even put your stuff in 480. It's not gonna change anything. In the end, it's really just you. you know you gotta accept the fact that it's you. You keep blaming it on everything else, but for some reason you're just not looking in the mirror. You looking at, and you look like somebody who stares in the mirror all day, but you still not looking at that reflection saying, what am I doing wrong? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Nah, that's not an option though. Nah, that's stupid.
It's funny how sucking ass niggas will load up in here faster than you guys.
I think maybe it's time, bro. I think maybe it's time you accept it. We all you got. we the trolls. We all you got. I mean, I'm not in that room, but you know, shout out LG. But us the trolls. We the trolls. I don't know how to say that grammatically correct in a sentence. It's a weird sentence, so I know I'm saying it wrong. But we all you got, man. We all you got. So it'd be in your best interest to appreciate us and thank us like you do.
I just gotta thank the trolls for this. I gotta thank the trolls for this. I can't believe that I'm actually here.
You're welcome, bro. You're welcome. You know, we really appreciate your gratitude, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't want to see you fade to dust and crust. We want to see you succeed, right? Nah, I'm just playing. No, we don't. We do want to see you get trolled, and we do want to be entertained. I'm indifferent. I don't care if you fail or succeed. I'm just kind of just watching the show. I would prefer for you to go one way or the other, because eventually we got to do a sign out, and then hopefully, you know, maybe you go get, no, you can't get a job the way you've been talking. Damn, bro, you were actually stuck on the internet. You better make this stuff work, because you can't even get a regular job considering everything you've done online. Bruh, just run the game. Why won't you just run the game?
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Man, we gotta kill it or what?
This tournament
I
seven.
know the song you talking about. I'm not doing without bits. I'm not doing without subs.
That song is so festive, yet he's so upset.
Boring ass here. Just take the dub, bro. I don't even want to use this nigga.
You see my point? You see? And then you don't even finish the match. You just pop out chicken your way all through the Tekken match. And then you wonder why. You wonder why them subs look the way that they look. Crazy.
KO.
Yup, that's how I got here. Doing shit myself. You know, dealing with a bunch of fake ass motherfuckers in the process, IRL.
Round one.
Dude, most of the stuff you do is fake. Supposedly you fake rage. Supposedly you showing fake love to people, fake support. You fake cosign. But every time you talking, man, you got like underlying hatred going on. You got underlying hateration. You sipping on a full cup of hateration every time you talk about other people, yet you say, I'm proud for their success. Both of those things can't exist at the same time.
Fight.
Ooh, he mixed your ass up. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about. If you had actual matches where you were winning and you was talking wild, you would grow a whole lot faster. Now, you say you don't, I don't care about the FGC and the gaming. You built everything that you do around gaming, ruined relationships behind gaming. So you have to go hard at gaming for your growth to proceed the way it's supposed to. You had an opportunity in a different space and you blew it. And you're gonna have to go ahead and accept that L, charge it to the game, and move on and do what you gotta do. because you were able to just do just chatting. You were able to cover other things. It was profitable for you to do that. You were seeing the growth. But since you blew that opportunity trying to circumvent bans, you have to fall back on gaming. Because for you, that's where your money is. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. That lolcow stuff, I mean, it's about to be over with. You know, it's lasting for right now, but them young audiences are gonna grow up. They're gonna outgrow it. You know, you're not gonna be able to capture the youth anymore. You know, age always catches up with all of us. And the thing is, with evolution, you're supposed to grow. You ain't growing, bro. You in your second childhood. We gotta do it. I shouldn't. Come on, let's go ahead and plug the legendary track. Let's go ahead and do it.
Kelly, y'all acting like some old folks, y'all don't hear me. Yo, I'm in my second childhood.
Boy, that album right there, boy, is fire. Like, y'all, if you under the age of 30, let's say like maybe if you like 19, 20, fool, you need to really go back and listen to Stillmatic, because all this stuff public. Now, back in the day, we had the Bodies album. I bought that album. And when I tell you, that song had one mic, Got Yourself a Gun. Dude, that song, that album had so many bangers. I maybe skipped maybe one or two tracks. Even the Run It in Reverse, the Rewind track. In my opinion, though, the one that always stuck with me the most, though, was at Every Ghetto. That outro track, man, illustrate the cities in vain, falling deep into the pits of the game. This is for the sickest state of mind. What was killing it, bro? I know it was Blitz, but still, damn, they tore that track up. I'm sorry, man. That's not what we're here for. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and get back to where we left off.
Round 2. Fight.
Run that back. Yeah. He tried it. He tried it.
On my turns on accident. From now on, if you can't afford LAN connection,
Bro, no, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna blame that on the connection. What you needed to do was connect them moves on that Steve, and you didn't. You got countered and comboed. That's all it was.
on Tekken 7, get your broke ass out of my tournament. You're trying to play like his life depended on it with a broke ass LAN connection. Get your bum ass out of my tournament, you broke ass.
I don't understand. So if they lose, they trash. If they win, they trying too hard and they're bums. Bro, it's a lose-lose. Why do y'all donate to play this fool? I don't get it. Y'all gluttons for virtual punishment.
It's 2025. You're playing Tekken 7 on Wi-Fi. You're a broke ass bum.
They bums, but you crying about Twitch subs? But they're the bums? All right, bro. You begging for donations. You begging for candies, but they the bums, bro. All right, fool. All right.
How the f have you not evolved to land in 2025 with this old ass game?
Have you not evolved to adulthood?
The f out of my tournament. Go over here trying to play like his life is on the line. Get on my nerve. It's always these broke ass on Wi-Fi every time. Ain't tough. What's tough is a 10-minute timeout. Get the f out of my stream.
Dang, that's tough. He going full crash out, huh?
That's tough. Sorry. Okay, make it an hour. Make it 2 weeks. That's tough. Stop stealing lingo. You don't know what the f tough is. Man, shut your dumb ass up. Worthless, born for nothing ass.
All right, bro. All right. Anyways, relating to the last video, well, conveniently, another one of these situations that popped up. So let's go ahead and start it and move on to our next segment.
Let's go. Let me do a quick story time before I clock in. Most doctors and nurses sleep with each other overnight, and they really love the surgeons too. I never knew they had little one-bedroom apartments in hospitals until I started working there. I mean, almost every night, there's a nurse being caught sleeping with a doctor, and they don't get in trouble either. And to make matters worse, majority of them is married. And if It's usually the doctors that's married, but the little young nurses that come in with their tight scrubs on,
Right.
they be sleeping with y'all husband.
And to second that, that's one side. But all them with them little scrubs on, you think they ain't got somebody at home they dealing with? You think there ain't somebody else they talking to? Or somebody else that they dating while they up there doing that? Let me let her go ahead and continue. But before we do, I'm not saying it's all. I'm not saying it's the majority. I'm just saying it's far too common to the point to where there's shows made about it, and I'ma just say too many people know about this for it to be like, oh, it's just one or two. Nah, it's a little too common. It's a little, even Kevin Samuels mentioned it. So you know it's bad. If it's that relevant and been mentioned that many times, it can't be all the way fake.
Okay, so here's the thing. I saw this video and I thought to myself, two things. This could be some type of a satire video, right? Like maybe it's fake. If it's real, I was like, you're about to lose your job. You know, people get online and they'll share stories about their workplace. And then the next video you see them post. And I'm not laughing because I think it's funny that people lose their job. I'm just surprised a lot of people don't understand that a lot of these workplaces do not like you talking about your job.
This is very true. And what she's doing is a very thankless task, and it's extremely risky. So if your livelihood is on the line, you got to think of how bad and how bothersome it must be for somebody to even get on there and do that. Because it's different from you getting on a plane and you twerking for the damn airlines, or you're doing something crazy. But when you ain't even mentioned where you work and you're like, hey, I'm just letting y'all know at home, like, you might want to watch who you with because they up here wilding out. That's a whole different ball game.
While you work, guys, I did this exact same thing before I did content full time. I would go into my car and like record videos. You can look back in the past from videos when I first started. I was usually on lunch break. With that being said, she says most doctors and nurses cheat. I don't know about that. We do though. However, know that certain professions have higher chances of infidelity.
And it's far too common. If it's one thing, if it was like, oh, here and there, if it was a rarity, it wouldn't be a stigma. It wouldn't be something that's so known amongst communities. It wouldn't be something that's so like, where you got to look at them sideways. You wouldn't. That's how common it is. And again, that ain't saying it's everybody, but it's a number that's far too high. Far too high.
It's interesting. But guys, keep watching because I think this guy's kind of wild.
The nurses even be sleeping with the housekeepers, but the doctors don't touch the housekeepers because I guess they too good for all that.
Right.
So if your husband or your wife work in the emergency room overnight, y'all might want to check those emails and text messages because they be in there up to no good. And if your wife wear the tightest scrub she can find on the rack every night to work, she's definitely cheating with a doctor.
Learn something new every day. Okay, so following that video, I see this video, right?
I wasn't expecting my last video to blow up like it did.
Yeah, because I mean, when they come to that internet, man, ain't no telling what anything gonna do.
One of the 3 nurses that's following me, and I'm almost sure it was Kate. Let me hold that thought until after my meeting at 3 o'clock. Let me do a quick little story time. One of them decided to send my video to HR, and my manager called me this morning demanding me to remove my video.
Damn.
I told her absolutely not. I did not disclose any names or locations, so why would I do that? Now I got a meeting at 3 o'clock. I'm here to tell them if they fire me or suspend me, I will be dropping first and last names.
Right.
Because ain't no way I got a meeting because I'm spreading awareness to the faithful husbands and wives out here that's not cheating.
And she's 100% right. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if she's sitting around here looking at all y'all do the stuff that you doing, and you get to look they spouses in their face, smile in their face, hello, John, hello, Amy, and talking to these people like you ain't seen nothing, and you see them doing them like a dog at that job. Dude, I don't even like being around people I see do stuff like that. I don't even hang around people I see do stuff like that. When you're doing dirt, if I see you doing something wrong, if I don't say nothing and I see who you're doing it wrong to, I'm guilty by association, by default. My default. And if anybody feels some type of way about that, you're trash and you're classless. Period. I don't give a damn. I don't care if you've been following me for a lifetime. I don't co-sign it. I don't co-sign it. It's not cool. It's unacceptable. It's deplorable. Straight up.
I'm allowed to say whatever I want to say on my page. They cannot take that away. This is something I experienced working there.
Right.
So what? Why can't I talk about it?
What do you guys think of this? So, as expected, I've seen this play out over and over again. You see somebody who come back from work and they'll share about experiences happening in their workplace. And within a couple of days, I'll see a follow-up video that says, oh, look, they fired me. I'm not saying she's wrong for necessarily doing this. I do, however, know that certain companies do have policies that try to make sure that they're able to moderate social media presence.
And you're 100% right. And that is true. However, she did not mention where she worked. She did not mention anybody. So with that being said, if you don't want this to be talked about, you shouldn't be at work doing it. If this person is seeing you do this every single day, they feel guilty about it. They feel guilty about it. And they could just personally go up to your spouse and just tell them right in front of your face. She could just really do it right then and there and be like, oh, this is your husband? Oh, so you don't have a relationship with Steinberg? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's interesting. What do you mean by that? I'm just saying. I just thought that I didn't know that you were who she was, or who she was with, or who he was with. I mean, my bad. And then you'll be mad because y'all be bringing all these people up here. These people be coming up here like it's all good, and real people feel guilt. Honest people feel guilt. We don't feel right seeing people do people dirty like that. You know why? Because we wouldn't want nobody to do us like that. We wouldn't want nobody to do us dirty like that and have people just sitting there smiling in your face like it's all good. Like ain't nothing wrong. And she was minding her own business. The fact that she didn't go up to your spouse personally and say something, she was minding her business. But overall, she's helping the general public of people who may not know this or who may not be aware. She's helping them out. So she's still doing a service. She's doing what she feels she needs to do. Now, she'll stay out of your personal business. But if you don't want her in your business, then don't bring that crap to your job. Just period. Point blank period.
Especially if you have their uniform on for their company because they don't want you to misrepresent them, so on and so forth. So, of course, man, like, check out these likes here. 66K plus likes. 300 plus comments, very high engagement. People had a lot to say about these. So check these out. These are coming from other people who stumbled on this video. This is the first video that we watched. This lady gives her own personal experience. She says, I work night in labor and delivery. Never heard of such behavior. This is disgusting to label all healthcare professionals like this.
Of course, it's not all. Obviously, it's not all, but there's so many to the point to where it's most. It's not a stigma for no reason. It's not a thing for no reason. Now, people cheat a majority of places. It ain't even just limited to the hospital. It could be a warehouse. It could be anywhere where people are a large majority of time with the opposite gender. There's always odds of things like this taking place because people could be, they're with these people all the time, all day. They're seeing the good side of these people, the made up version of them coming to work. They don't see them raggedy, don't see them toe down, or they could be arguing with their girl or their spouse or whoever. At that time, you spend 8 to 9 hours a day with these people versus you go home and you're dealing with issues. It's highly likely that that's going to take place. It just is what it is, and it's the reality for the average weak individual. Why you think that saying grass is greener on damn it. All right, let's go ahead and plug it.
That grass ain't greener on the other side.
So I wasn't expecting that. Usually the top comment will be a top comment that somebody's kind of backing the person up. And this is where I stand, you know. You can probably find research that shows this, and I've talked about this before, that certain fields have more infidelity. But to just say like most doctors and nurses are cheating, I don't know, right? You'd have to have real data to make that concrete.
And it is a very strong statement. That's why the way you say things are very important, because I think the better way to, on her end, I think the better way to phrase it is a lot of crazy stuff goes on in here, and a lot of these people be up here cheating. Now, when you say up here, or a lot of these people here are cheating, that's different because that's an experience that you are 100%, that you know for 100%, and it is true and it is a fact. But with the generalization, even again, because a lot of it's alleged, but a lot of people do agree with this. But it would be best to say that off of what I've seen and what I know, you might want to check up on whoever. If you got somebody in this industry or in this field, you might want to do some soft searching and some checking just to be on the safe side to make sure they're not doing this to you.
Now, it's okay for you to share your experience online about where you work. That's like when people get upset when I say women initiate 70 to 80% of divorces. The only problem is that that's actually statistically true. Like that's an actual studied fact. You can only argue about why you think they do that and why you think more women should divorce their husbands and break up families, but you can't say that that's not true. Somebody else who says hospitals just like a warehouse. That's funny. Here's somebody else who says those nurses sleep with security as well. Here's somebody else who says, did you guys not watch Grey's Anatomy? Here's somebody else who says high STD rates also. Another person here says that's everywhere, lady. Police stations, fire departments, hospitals, factories, restaurants, construction sites, flight attendants, jail houses.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. It does happen a lot of places. It's not even just in there. It's very common, and it's just more of the culture of today. Like, I'm not saying it didn't happen before, but I think now it's a whole lot worse than it ever was, because these days it's all about don't shame, don't say nothing. There's no kind of moral standing anymore. Everybody just thinks and believes they should be able to do whatever they want, whenever they want, without ramifications and consequences. And my issue with these people who do these things are like, if your spouse were to find out, what look at just first 48. This is my proof. My proof are these cop channels. That's my proof. Because every time people be getting caught, they want to either off somebody or hurt somebody or threaten them or do something crazy. And it's like, why if that person matters to you that much, right? Why would you do that? Why would you cheat? Why would you cheat? If you're going to jump off of balconies to try to evade and not get caught, and if that happens, somebody jumped off of a balcony and got hurt real bad trying not to get caught cheating. If you see what I'm saying? Like, why even do all that? Making people come up missing because you got caught cheating. Why even do all that? Just keep it real. If that's the kind of time you want, be an adult and just keep it real and give them the choice. Give them the choice.
It is more expected that somebody who cheats will typically cheat with a coworker. That's true. That's another stat, but that makes sense, right? Proximity. That's the person they spend the most time with. Here's somebody else who says, and cops that come in. I also know that that's true with law enforcement as far as like divorces and infidelity goes. Not most of them, but you definitely have jobs where the chances of something happening are higher. Anyways, we're not done here. Then came a second video. Check this out. This one's captioned, "They let me go." All right.
Sorry for the late response, everyone. I needed time to process everything, take it in, and most importantly, speak to my attorney. They did let me go.
Yeah, they definitely gonna do that. They gonna do that. I'm saying it's a very thankless task. Doing the right thing. It really is.
Let me go because they said I have a large following and they did not want someone from the outside to come in and notice me and obviously know that this is the hospital that I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. So let me get this straight. So if or when these people get caught cheating, right? Okay. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think everybody's just going to be cool about it and just not say nothing and they're just going to oh gosh, that happened? Do you not understand that if you smiling in somebody's face, telling them something, hello, good morning, and they find out that after everything that you knew that they were doing them like, they will go in there and light that whole hospital up. They'll murk everybody in there, including the patients, because of what y'all are in there doing. But you worried about her TikTok following. Oh, okay, because she's the problem, right? Oh, okay. Not the actual problem is the problem, but she's the problem. Because I'm telling you right now, everybody's not gonna say, oh gosh, oh man, I guess I just gotta break up with no. There's levels to this. There's levels to disrespect, and some people do not take an utmost huge level of disrespect very kindly. And we talking about group disrespect. We ain't talking about just a spouse. All of y'all in there was basically accomplices in disrespecting this individual.
They also told me if I release any names that I would be sued. Obviously, they seen my video before my meeting. I have so many followers. I lost track of everyone that's following me. I noticed the nurses was following me about 4 months ago, but I did not pay much attention to that or really didn't care. I've been receiving a lot of threats in my inbox, calling me snitches, saying they're happy I lost my job.
Okay, now let's hold that right there, right? I see so many of y'all whining, crying, upset on the internet about what somebody done did to you, how somebody done cheated on you. Even Amber Rose talking about somebody cheated, but you had a whole hoe walk, right? You over here whining, fussing, throwing a fit because somebody cheated on you and you going around calling somebody a snitch. Okay, and you say you glad she lost her job. Okay, y'all are the same people. When this happens to you, you be ready to end everything and everybody. Because see, it's all good when you doing it to somebody else. But see, once it happens back to you, now you mad. Now you upset. Now it's unfair. Nah, keep that same energy. Because life has a very interesting way of having things circle around when you do certain things. When you out here doing wrong, oh, it's gonna come back to you. And now, when it comes back to you, you want to get mad and you want to play victim. Now you're playing, I did everything and I did everything right. It doesn't matter. You still had to pay for what you did. You still got to pay for that. You think the world gonna make you pay when you don't care? Nah, that ain't how it works. The world's gonna wait until it matters, and then the world's gonna hit you where it hurts. That's just how it works. I don't know if you want to call it karma or whatever you want to call it. I just say what goes around comes around based on the decisions and the choices you make. Because if you didn't make the choices that you made, this circumstance would have never happened in the first place. So I wouldn't say karma. I kind of just say you brought it on yourself. Just brought it on yourself. And get over it and stop crying about it. Because y'all all the people in her comment section, in her comments talking crazy to her, don't worry. Your time's coming too. Just keep on living. Don't worry. It's coming.
And I should have minded my business. Well, they made it my business when they brought it to the workplace. If they didn't bring it to work, it would not be my business.
Show you right.
As far as them letting me go, I really don't care. I'm not a nurse, so I did not lose my license or anything like that. They just simply let me go.
That makes sense. She sounds like she's nothing to lose.
I did speak to my attorney, and I do have a case.
I hope she sue the hell out of them. I ain't even gonna stunt. I hope she get a crazy bag. I'm talking like $500,000, $1 million bag.
So I'll be moving forward with that. It's just exhausting being at work all night, watching husbands and wives cheat. Don't nobody want to see that. Keep it at home if that's what you want to do, or simply leave your union and go out and cheat all day.
That's all we saying. It ain't no problem. Just do it somewhere else. And don't do it where everybody else seeing what you doing. Because now you involving us because we see you doing it. Now we guilty by association because we see you doing wrong. Like, that's the equivalent of seeing somebody do something wrong and be like, well, I'm gonna just mind my business. I ain't gonna say nothing, but then get upset when the community get destroyed. You know what I'm referring to. But let's go ahead and move forward.
Right.
It's as simple as that, but I'm not tripping on nothing. It is what it is. I was just telling y'all what goes on behind closed doors. I mean, take it or leave it.
Let's see, we have one more here. Let's see what people have to say.
The only people mad at me is cheating husbands and wives, the ones that backdoor their spouse every chance they get. Once you start doing inappropriate things at work, it's no longer your business. It's everyone's business. I can't believe there's a group of cheaters in my inbox and in my comments threatening me.
And just like my last video, let me go ahead and plug what I said, what you deserve when you do that to somebody. Let's go ahead and plug that in some type of way, because this person was not showing that this is how they are. They were faking it to make it. And I'm always a big proponent of this. Don't lie. If this is who you are, don't lie. Keep it all the way real. Don't lie and try to get what you want and hide what you do to get over on somebody, because if they find out what you're doing, or they find out and you're not who you're portraying to be, I'ma just say you get what you get. And that doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Do not come off as a certain type of person and be somebody completely different. Do not lie, because I feel like once you lie to somebody, you no longer reserve the right to dictate how they respond to your lies, because not only did you just waste their time, you just sat there and lied to them.
And y'all keep saying I should have minded my business. Y'all always saying mind y'all business until it's y'all.
That one right there.
And the thing that did it for me is when it was Caitlin's birthday, her husband got her edible arrangements, flowers, chocolate delivered to work, all while she's in a 1-bedroom apartment doing Lord knows what with a doctor.
Now, on that last video, what I mentioned as far as the LTG one with the low-tier Asians video, where they had to break up and the girl was on Phase's stream. Now, when you're a teenager and things like that, and you say you got things for whatever, and she went off to do what she did, that's one thing, and that's a breakup. Now, a marriage is something completely different. Now, I'm not saying because you're not, the relationship is not as important, but what I'm saying is any circumstance where I'm sure they got kids and all kinds of stuff going on in that house, and for you to send edible arrangements and all this trying to make your wife feel special on her birthday, for her to be off doing that to you, and just as an outside person as her to see this happen, it's like, yo, that's I don't want to be around that. And I 100% feel it on that. Like, nobody wants to sit there and see that. I wouldn't want nobody to do me like that. You know, of course, I'm not going to get jail time over the situation, but I don't expect everybody to handle things how I would handle them. And just to be honest with you, if this person, well, I'm sure you know that she's married, right? If her husband were to respond I'm gonna just say in kind, he would be 100% in his right. He would be 100% in his right. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying I understand. And if you disrespect somebody and do somebody that dirty, when they react to what you did and everybody gets punished for it, you get what you get. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for no stupid person going around here doing the wrong thing, co-signing the wrong thing, and crying like a baby when it goes left, because too often out here people think that you can do whatever you want with no ramifications. Be an adult, okay? If you want to do grown things, be grown. Stop trying to have your cake and eat it too. If you want to be out here in these streets, whether you're a man or a woman, give that individual the option and the choice. If you are loyal ahead of time and then you're like, I want to do what I want, you need to sit them down and say, hey, this is where I am, but I don't want to do this behind your back. This is what I'm going to do. I'm giving you the option and the choice. If you want to stay, okay, cool, no big deal. But I do understand if you want to leave, but this is where I am and this is what I want to do. With that being said, they shouldn't respond any kind of ill way because you were honest. You gave them a choice. So if they choose to stay and deal with it, you cannot be mad because they did not lie to you. They told you what it was and you made a conscious decision. So the ball's in your court now. The ball is in your court. Does it make it right what they're doing? No, but they were honest. And honesty goes a whole lot further than lying and doing the wrong thing, because if you honest, I mean, it ain't really wrong. You told them. It is what it is. But it's your choice. And they at least gave you the option. So if you choose to be around a person who wants to do all that, well, unfortunately, it's kind of on you at that point because they told you and showed you who they were. So, I mean, you really can't be mad because you're choosing now to deal with it. But if you kicked it with your boy this long, I appreciate you hanging with me. Links in the description below like always. And in the meanwhile, I'm out. Have a good one.